talking about family and talk about family. So what? What's that? It's just what you heard. That's the backside to familiar spirits. Like we allocated to, oh, it's just hocus pocus. It's familiar spirits. You're dealing with witchcraft. You're dealing with that. You're dealing with, what's it? Cauldron bubble and abracadabra. You're dealing with that, right? Nah, it's sometimes it's a familiar. Sometimes it's the familiar that'll throw you off into the foreign straight. It'll throw you into the foreign, what's familiar. What's an example of this? Oh, because you trust this person and you're not thinking for yourself, you're never factoring in whether or not this person is actually good for you. But because you know them and you trust them, and because of brand recognition, because, right, you know them, this makes you trust in that brand awareness, that brand loyalty. Your family is familiar. It's deeper than just your nuclear and extended family, physical relatives. It goes deeper than that, the idea of family, because now you got to start factoring in soul tribes. You have to start factoring in soul groups. What's the other one? There's another one too that deals with that. Twin flames, like that is very familial, and familiar. This is why the twin flame thing gets messed up a lot, because like a lot of times we look at that like that's family on a building your family. This the man and the woman. They're gonna start the structure from the bottom, and it's not always like that. Is in fact that's really not how the twin flame thing even starts. The twin flame thing, this for it's spiritual first, from the outside first. But if you're not aware of that, you could fall for familiar lies. You can fall for familiar spirits that want to keep you in a foreign spot. Why do I say that? Because you're thinking like, okay, well, it's a familiar spirit. A familiar spirit's gonna want to keep you in the familiar, right? Yeah, this is true, but only familiar in the sense of what they can identify about you. They only want to see you making certain mistakes. They only want to see you drawing certain conclusions. You can only come up to a certain amount of, you know what I mean. They're waiting for your mistakes. While you batting 1,000, you won't get a response from them. But at the slightest, because they looking for something else, they're not looking for what you think they're looking for. You remember, you caught up. You see them as familiar. So what you familiarize yourself with in terms of who you think they are may not be exactly how they operate or how they even look at you. They looking for chinks in your armor. You looking to think that they just adorning all of the armor you have and helping you with new armor pieces, helping you stay defended. Not necessarily. Nah, they there to find out where your flaws are. Because yeah, you can show up as too great. Like, how can you show up as too great? Yes, you can show up as too great. What Right Said Fred said, I am too sexy for my shirt. You can be too great. You can be too, you know what I mean? You can be too much. And yo, just because you too much don't mean you got to slow down either. You don't have to dim your light just because other people around you are squinting. You understand? So familiar ties and familiar spirits can be the same, because just like strangers can tell the truth and strangers a lie, fam can tell the truth and fam a lie too. So family and family, it sounds wrong to pronounce it that way. Family, no, because they're human, family will lie also, just as easily as you will. You're a human being. Let's stop acting like we pure, like we 100% faultless. Nah, the true wisdom is in how do you find the perfection after you made the imperfect choice? How do you jump back into perfection? How do you fix that mistake, that mishap? And how do you turn that into something else, right? Not shifting the accountability, but how do you properly grasp accountability to the fact where you empower yourself and you keep the close liars and conspirers up off of you, and you can separate the rest of your disciples from who Judas is. Check and church. Super T Sigma, Sigma programming. Y'all stay wise, y'all stay motivated, stay uplifted. Peace.